Wait, what's that? Aren't all phones supposed to be on silent mode? Oh, I forgot, it's got to be Keith and Jasmine calling in. So that's Keith from Performance Rotors, who was mentioned earlier in SMSG's speech, and Jasmine from Vopak, who invested in them.
So same time last year, Performance Rotors was right here pitching at SmartPod Challenge 2019. They've had quite a bit of a journey since the past 12 months, and we're pleased to be able to hear from Keith Ang, who is the CEO and also the co-founder of Performance Rotors. Hi, Keith.
Hi, and we're also very glad to have with us Jasmine Ang, who is the project lead for Digitalisation from Vopak. That's one of the largest oil and chemical terminals in the world. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, so Keith, we were just listening to 8 pitches, but I think we can take one more, right? So maybe in 3 minutes, can you tell us what you've been up to for the past couple of months, or rather lately?
Okay, 3 minutes, my clock starts now. Well, we have been continuing with our efforts to make inspection work more efficient and safer for everyone, especially so in confined spaces. Now, we have also been working on our AI defect reporting system, an expansion of the AI defect detection system, which I shared in SPC 2019. So this is where we now localize and auto-report the defects found on a web application. This speeds up the reporting process, and which in our experience, reporting takes a whole lot longer than the actual inspection work. And of course, we have been busy expanding as well. So that's what we have been up to in this past 1 year.
It sounds like ahead, despite COVID and all that, still getting on with it. So thank you, Keith, for sharing. And in fact, after SPC, you got the MPA grant to work with Bernhard Schulte, as we heard earlier, on a 6-month proof of concept. Could you share with us what your journey was like? Were there challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them? So for our startups who may be going on to develop similar things, proof of concepts, they can then learn from your experience.
Okay, I think Bernhard Schulte is a strong supporter of innovation, and they have been most helpful in making available vessels for us to test and fine-tune our drone solution. So the challenge that we face is not so much within Bernhard Schulte itself, but the entire new environment that we are working in. So for example, if we were to conduct a remote inspection on a vessel, we have only a very short time frame from when the vessel completes its bunkering work and from it sailing off. So that small window period is all we have to work with. So to overcome this, we have to be very swift in our execution. We work internally and externally to prepare for such a short window. So internally, our SOP and training ensures that we are ready to deploy and we are able to conduct the inspection very swiftly. Externally, we keep a very close communication with the vessel management for estimated time of arrival updates, for anchorage allocation, and with the CAAS to get our flight permits. So we are hoping to improve this efficiency further. We will be talking to the relevant authorities to explore the possibilities of having designated anchorages where inspection can take place. Then we can have a block permit, if you like, so that as and when any vessel comes in requiring inspection services, it is definitely that fixed location that we go to. That will increase the efficiency of the whole process.
Right, thank you for sharing that. And this question is for Jasmine. So we also know that Vopak invested in Performance Rotors this year, even with COVID-19, in the background. So could you share how that happened, and in particular, what did Vopak see in Performance Rotors?
Okay, so I think I'll start by addressing the benefits Performance Rotors solution provides to Vopak. So here in Vopak, safety is of utmost importance. So the use of these robotic solutions for in-tank inspection helps us really eliminate major human risk in dangerous environments like confined space and working at heights. So why did we invest in the company? Following a successful POC with Performance Rotor, we assessed the company on multiple fronts, from the impact of the value that the solution brings to us, to the business case, the synergies the solution has with our operations, and its growth trajectory potential. So after evaluating all these different aspects, we decided to invest in the company and took a minor stake in them.
Yeah. solution, the growth trajectory of the company, the business case, and all these are actually different areas they look at for startups. And I also know that Vopak is working with different startups in various areas of work. Could you share with us why startups? Why did Vopak choose to work with this sector of the innovation ecosystem when there are so many different solution providers you could consider?
Okay, while we don't only work with startups to co-create solutions, but working with startups is definitely an avenue that we tap on to provide access and exposure to emerging technologies. And this helps us stay relevant for the future. So startups tend to be more flexible and are able to learn and conduct solution iterations for better solution market fit faster. So this really enables us to quickly test the technology feasibility and co-create solutions to gauge its operational compatibility with our sites. For startups that have big growth potential and have proven to be useful to us, we will sometimes, for example, the case of Performance Rotor, we will sometimes take a stick in them. Yeah.
Sorry for the disruption. So I think the next question I want to ask is that, some of the maritime companies are listening at the moment online with us, right? They may not have yet had the experience of working with startups very much like what Vopak has, or maybe a bit hesitant to do so. So what would you say is the top advantage in partnering with these very agile companies, and also your advice on how to start the journey with them?
So
that's you, Jasmine.
So I think my top advice is really to embrace that this journey consists of learnings on both sides, both on the startup end and also for the corporate or the company that's working with the startup. So on the startup's end, it's really learning more about the company's operations and the applications that it can provide to them. And on the company's end, it's really to understand the strengths, benefits, and also the limitations that these technology offerings can bring. So solution solving is a very collaborative approach and definitely need expertise on both sides to come in together.
Okay, I think the next question I'm going to ask, right, is on behalf of the tech ventures. Because I'm going to ask you, other than in-hull inspection, Jasmine, what other solutions or problems or challenges that Vopak is looking at right now? Because that question is also equivalent to opportunities for tech ventures.
So right now, we are focusing on three major areas. Firstly, in the realm of energy transition, digital operation, digital asset management, and also supply chain logistics. So of course, these whatever solutions that come to us, it has to bring in value and advantages to help us improve site safety, operational efficiency, and sustainability.
So many opportunities out there for our tech ventures to explore. And back to Keith now. Performance Rotors, I understand, and we heard from the speech earlier, started off in the construction and infrastructure sector. So you used your drones to do building, facade, structural inspections, and then sometimes you use them for aerial photography in leisure and in other sorts of events. And now you're in the maritime space, which is actually quite different. So I wanted to ask you, what's your experience crossing over into the maritime sector? What's unique to the sector, and what can you share with our other startups who may also be on a similar journey to enter a new space?
There's a lot of things in one question. Okay, right. So it was an interesting experience. What you mentioned and what we've done last time with infrastructure, yes, initially our confined space application drones, we did it for confined spaces in infrastructure and construction. So when we came into maritime, there was a whole new list of things to consider. There's different sort of risk, right? Because in land, the risk of entering into confined spaces. But now at sea, our guys now have to have a certain level of fitness to be able to climb from boat to rope ladder onto the vessel to conduct the inspection. There's additional safety consideration, additional equipment such as life vests, and just in case somebody decided to go swimming unplanned. And the nature of what we do as well requires a different set of standards that we have to adhere to. For example, on land, what we probably need are certain things like BizSafe, ISO 9001, and such. But when we go into vessel inspection, we need to be verified by classes. So from what I saw just now in the presentation, I identified at least one of the startup will need that as well. So basically, the classes are bodies of standards to ensure that what we do are acceptable, meets the requirement. So depending on which country the vessel is registered in, will require different class approvals. So today, as the minister shared, we have approval from American Bureau of Shipping, from Lloyd's, which is UK, Bureau Veritas, and RINA. So to come on from one sector to another, be prepared for changes, which is good, because with progress, then you have changes.
And actually that I think kind of relates quite well to the speech also earlier. There are risks that we have to take. We have to look out for the regulations, and also we need to adjust, right, for the new sector. So I think maybe just one last question. We see our judges are coming back. So for the startups that are graduating today, Keith, what would you say is the most important thing they should do after today?
Wow. Okay. So all the startups today are given a springboard to the connections that Pier 71 has for exposure and growth. Now work on these connections, because this gives you you're connected to the right people from the get-go. Yeah. So as you expand along and work along with the corporates today, you will be expanding along their respective networks as well. In your journey, from what I have learned, find a balance in listening to what the client wants and what you are focused to do. Yeah. Because if you pay too much attention to what they want, you may lose your focus, and your solution may go into something that's not really needed. But if you focus on what you do too much, you may become disconnected and lose your clients. So it's an exciting journey. Make use of it.
Thanks very much, Keith and Jasmine, for sharing your experiences and also your well wishes with our graduating batch. So we hope to see you in person at our next SPC event, and meanwhile, take care and see you again.
Right, thank you. Very sound advice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.